Hey. What? Yeah.
Yo. Welcome to Reasonable Wrestling. Oh, that was a bad little blend out, but
You can run,
you can run if you want to.
but you can't hide.
Yo.
Can you believe? Actually, I don't want to even say whose entrance music that was. If y'all tweet us, let us know whose entrance music that was, because that was just, it was fire.
Yeah, that was fire entrance music. Welcome to Reasonable Wrestling, episode 7. We're on episode 7, week 7. Thank you for sticking with us.
Yeah, man.
We're coming to you with new equipment this week. So
we got a snowball. So
we got a snowball mic.
We're trying to invest and make sure you guys have the best audio quality.
Fuck that. I'm about to take this shit back. y'all heard us fine, but no.
We had technical difficulties a couple weeks ago. We're evolving with this podcast game. We're getting better, and trying to learn.
We're also using different sound software. So let's see how this sound and get right into the week that was. CT, tell me what your high spot was, and
just so you know, I am CT, and this is Chris the Most High, as you guys probably already know, but probably if you're new, you don't know. CT and Chris. No, fuck it. No takes. No retakes. We already fucked up once. We're not doing no retake. CT, a.k.a. Chitty Bang. Chris, the Most High. We're going to get into our high spot this week. I was trying to say before we fucked up, the week is kind of an uneventful week for wrestling, but it is what it is. We have filler weeks. This week, my high spot actually was on 205 Live. It was on 205 Live, the main event. Ali versus Murphy. Mustafa Ali versus Buddy Murphy.
That was a great main event.
Yo, son, they did so many spots in that match that were so creative that I've never seen before. They did the Spanish Fly onto the announce table. They did a superplex off the steel steps. They did a lot of craziness. And if you haven't checked it out, because a lot of people don't watch 205 Live. It's not getting that much love. Even I don't watch 205 Live like that every week.
You gotta feel the rush.
Shout out to Leo Rush. Leo Rush, his character on 205 Live, I love it. It's just incredible. Yeah, but if you guys have some time, check out 205 Live. It was really dope. The Mustafa Ali versus Buddy Murphy match. They had a no disqualification match. So you think, all right, these are cruiserweights. They're gonna do a lot of crazy shit, which they did. But the way they built the match, I thought was they didn't get into hardcore shit until
they had a really good technical sound match.
How long was that?
I think they gave them a good 25 minutes. I would say
it was long.
It was a long. They gave them time to breathe. It's your high spot, and I won't take away from your high spot. And I don't even think that I'm gonna jump forward because this is just me commenting on this, and it's not anywhere else in the format. But the way that match ended for me, it really took what I listened to Eric Bischoff, 83 Weeks and Conrad. Hopefully I can get on that MLW radio. But I listen to them, and they always talk about no one remembers anything except finishes, which is true.
For real.
You know what I mean? Like it's the ending of a movie, it's the ending of a book. Like no matter how much that buildup is, if that finish is bad, it takes you out.
Yeah, it's the climax. And when writing something, a story, or because we all have stories that are long term, and we have short term stories. But a match is a short term story.
And just in that, like they didn't do what was necessary for that to be as big as it could have been. They put over Mustafa Ali super. Like Buddy was Neville-esque. If there was to be someone to be that diabolical, that big of a juggernaut, that physical, that can still match you with your speed. Like Tony Nese, I feel like should be in that vein, but they booked him into like that little gimmick
Tony
that he has right now.
Is a narcissist, and he's a little bit
Lex Luger on
he's not as charismatic as a guy like Buddy Murphy.
No.
And Buddy Murphy has a certain type of aggressive persona that just hits, and his at one point in the match, Mustafa Ali gets caught up in the ropes, and he just kneeing this guy in the face.
And
one
I'm thinking
knee after another knee.
I think you put him out like that. Like, I don't think Mustafa... One of the finishes that Mustafa loses nothing if the babyface loses that way. Yeah. And you build Buddy. Mm-hmm. And if Mustafa's going over after that springboard DDT, he has to go right into the 054 or whatever it's called. And that's how you do it. But shout out to 205. It was we get to see we saw the beginnings of Leo Rush and Akira Tozawa. Next week we're going to get Cedric versus Hideo. 205 Live is slowly putting together some really good wrestling.
But to wrap up my high spot, I agree with you on the finish. I think it was like a tornado DDT off the stair steps. It was dope, but he was right in the drop zone for him to hit his I forget what they call his finish.
It's just a reverse 450.
It's a reverse 450 pretty much, and just let him land that 450 and go home with that. It kind of took a little off the edge of it because that was kind of anticlimactic.
Especially if that's your main event. They would never not have Neville do the Red Arrow. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that move is the Red Arrow. That move is a Spanish, not a Spanish fly, but like a Phoenix splash. Like, if that's somebody, that's the Frog Splash. You'll never not have someone who has a high impact finisher not do that high impact finisher. If it's in your main event, if you're sending people home.
The DDT was beautiful in itself, but it's just not finishing.
I watched wrestling for 3 hours, right? People that watched that 205 show stayed through 2 hours of SmackDown and then another hour of 205. That's your last match of the night. There's no more dark matches. There's nothing. Give me the 05 for us.
And they popped the crowd on 205 Live, which, they're already exhausted throughout the night.
Exactly.
A lot of people leave after SmackDown, and the crowd were on their feet. So, hats off to Mustafa Ali and Buddy Murphy for putting on that match. I mean, I had to show some love to them because I never has talked about 205 Live on this podcast, I don't think. And they deserve it. They deserve my high spot of the week. So what's yours?
My high spot of the week was that Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre tag team match. That match was just really phenomenal to me. I didn't really understand why they were putting Roman Reigns into 2 matches. Like, I really hate the showcasing of that. But he was at the 8 o'clock hour, at the 9 o'clock hour, he was at the 10 o'clock hour. I mean...
Roman.
So the show... Anyway, my high spot was that tag team match. That tag team match popped me as a wrestling fan. It got me going when, Dolph and Seth start off the match, and I'm just like, all right, get out the way. I'll see you guys Sunday. Move.
All you care about.
No, it's not all I care about. It's new. Listen, listen. We've seen Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler wrestle 3 weeks in a row. I don't want to continue to see that.
But they work together well, and I don't care. As a fan of wrestling in ring work, I don't care. I think you should appreciate it a little bit more.
What do you mean I should appreciate it more? I'm about to get it 30 minutes on Sunday.
You're gonna get Roman and Drew in the match.
No, I'm not.
But as soon as in the match, you're gonna get it, and we for a brief moment. But you gotta understand that. They given it to us before. They're gonna start the match together, and as soon as they start the match, you're shitting on it. I'm like, I'm not
shitting on it. I told them get the fuck out the ring.
That's shitting on it, nigga.
Move, nigga. That's what I'm saying. Move. I'll see you Sunday.
And they put on great.
They could have did Seth and Drew. They could have did Roman and Dolph. They could have started the match off any other way than the fucking last 3 weeks we've seen it, and something we're gonna see 30 minutes on Sunday.
Dude, they tagged out.
That's why I said move.
They tagged out. It wasn't like they were in the ring.
No, they started the match. They started the match.
Give the match time to breathe. And by the end of the match, look at it. It's your high spot.
Get out the way. Move on. It wasn't because of Dolph and Seth.
You guys got to give it time, dude, to breathe.
Bro, don't tell me what I have. Listen, do not tell me.
You tell me to give storylines time to breathe.
I don't tell you to give storylines time to breathe. I tell you to get off the storylines. Like this fucking Team Hell No that's on my worst produced and written and everything.
We'll get into that later on. But no, you tell me to give like Bobby Lashley and Roman time to breathe last week. You know, I'm telling you, give the match time to breathe for God's sake. Seth and Dean, Seth
Come
and
on,
Dolph,
get it together.
Seth and Dolph are extreme. We all know they're great workers. So why would you want to see that if they're doing good work in the ring?
I don't want to see it all the effing time is what I'm saying.
I hear you.
That's what I'm saying. What part are you not?
But that's the thing.
No, what part of you not hearing me say? I don't care if it's Ricky fucking Steamboat and Ric Flair. Get the fuck out the ring. If I'm gonna move, nigga.
But you can't just get new shit every week. They're not gonna give you Roman and
Excuse me?
Drew. You're not gonna get Roman and Drew. They're gonna give you something you've seen before that can let you extend your viewing power. You know.
All I'm saying.
So you're gonna see Seth and Dean again before you.
What are you? Stop saying Seth and Dean. Stop.
Seth and my bad.
Stop.
You're gonna see Roman and Drew.
Let me
see it later on.
No, let me just stop.
Come on.
Just stop cutting me off.
You cutting me off.
No, I'm cutting you off because you sound stupid right now.
Wow.
Shut your mouth.
Whatever. No. No. Go ahead. Talk.
Listen.
What you gotta say?
All I'm saying is, I said it's my high spot because of the tag match and the build. Seth and Roman were tag team champions. They work well as a tag team. All I said is that when the match started, I didn't want Dolph and Seth to start the match. And I didn't shit on the match. I just told them to get the fuck out the way. I wanted to see them when Drew tagged in and worked Seth, I was like, okay, he beat him down, tagging Roman. That was what I wanted to see. I wanted to see Seth. I let the match breathe. When they started off and gave me what they was going to give me for for Extreme Rules, I told them to stop. They started off chain wrestling, and they started Dolph and Seth is what I mean. The pronouns, pal. They started off chain wrestling, and they started giving us something that I would have to be saved because they're going to give me the exact same start on this Iron Man match, because the Iron Man match is a match of attrition, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're going to start off, and then you heard them even build up. Dolph is like, you don't want to wrestle with Dolph. No, we don't want to wrestle with Dolph. Now.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. I get that. I get your logic. But my point is, you don't think they know that you want to see Seth and Drew or Roman and Drew?
No, obviously they don't know what the fuck I want.
I think they're holding it off so later on in the match you're invested even more during the match. You can't just throw off, okay, this is a new pairing in a tag team match that you've never seen before off the gate. You don't want to do that. You want to put them...
Are you not paying attention to what I'm saying? I don't care about any combination of what they put in there. I just didn't want Dolph and Seth to start off my match.
That's my point. They're delaying what you want to see. And you love the match at the end. So boom.
But you're telling me something about I already know. I already know this. Don't come to me with logic like I'm not coming to... We're co-founders of this Reasonable Wrestling podcast, okay?
You do it to me all the time, so I'm telling you logic too. It's just for real. It's just how I granted you liked it. That was your high spot. I think the Blue Balls hot tag was amazing, and then the Revival come out and prevent them from finishing the match. I think that's a great way to book the ending.
That was a whole and that's what I'm saying. No one shat. That's the point. No one shat on the match.
No, I'm talking about once the match started, you kind of started poo-pooing.
Well, I didn't poo-poo it. I just told them niggas what the fuck I wanted. That's all I wanted. All I want, I can say what I want.
Yeah.
You beat over my head how Roman Reigns is you feel sorry for Roman Reigns for 2 weeks, then you coming back and you double down for 2 weeks with Team Hell No, how this is something you love to see. I sit here and take it. I am going to get 30 minutes of Dolph and Seth, and after this 30 minutes, I don't want to see it. It's like eating Burger King.
Okay.
I don't want it anymore.
I got you.
And don't tell me I have to eat Burger King because I'm going to get cuisine later on in the night. I don't fucking want Burger King. So don't force it.
But by the end of the night, you loved the
I just didn't.
Platter. The platter was good.
I was weak during that. When they were in the ring, I didn't pay attention.
Okay.
When they tagged out and I said, nah, and I lit my joint and I said, nah, I'm interested.
All right, bet. All right, let's wrap that up. Let's go there. Actually, before we wrap it up, I want to shout out to that match too, because like the way they did the hot tag, I already brought it up, but the whole crowd was on their feet. They were waiting for that hot tag to Roman.
Yes, let's to that. Seth is rubbing so much heat off on Roman Reigns. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what makes Roman a B player. That's what like. Vince is in the back, and he's like, yes, cheers. Cheers for Roman. And Triple H is in the back and like, yeah, because of Seth, you old guy. So when they finally make that turn for Seth and Roman,
I want to see it. I mean, we'll see what happens.
It's going to be fantastic.
But we'll talk about that later. But and then on the process, they got Revival over the whole night, which is lovely.
I mean,
I want to say something real quick to some people because they say, "Oh my God, the Revival were so good in NXT. They should be tag team champions already. Look at the way they're treating the Revival." Yo, guys, when you get to the main roster, you gotta pay your fucking dues, man. And people don't realize that when you get to the main roster, you gotta pay your dues. Yo, the Usos didn't win the tag team belts until like 3 years in, and now look at them. The Revival gonna get their time. You just relax and look at them now. They're beating Roman Reigns' ass every week. So shout out to Revival. They're epic. We all knew they have what it takes to be a great tag team, and they're gonna be a great tag team.
Yeah, I think Ole and Arn Jr. are the Bruiser's delight.
Yeah.
Bruiser's light. I think they're gonna be. I think they're gonna be a really good tag team going forward. Revival and AOP. I believe they may have a good dynamic. You don't know who the babyface is in that though, so that's difficult. That's one of the things right now that's getting to me with Raw's tag team division is it's no kind of identity.
Yes, it's complete loss.
It's complete loss. Over to SmackDown. I love how that tag team division kind of is shaping up outside of Team Hell No.
Sanity, Usos, New Day.
And the Bar will be back sometime soon.
Hopefully.
Man, the Bar against the Bludgeon Brothers is like...
You're waiting for that.
I mean, come on. Get the fuck out the way is what I'm telling everybody else. Get Team Hell No out of the way.
Well, you can't get everything you want right away. We're going to get certain things that they can write to make it compelling until we get to a moment where they're like, all right, we're going to give it to you now. Boom. At a big moment. So I think that, or I hope they look at it that way. I mean, I don't know. But I hope that we get the Bar versus Team Hell No. I hope we get Daniel Bryan facing everybody.
The Bar versus Team Hell No. No,
I mean, the Bar versus... Sorry. the Bar versus... the Bludgeon Brothers.
Thank you.
There you go. And with that said, me and my errors, I'm always tripping over my words. Let's go right into the best written of the week. You want to start or should I?
I mean, my best written of the week was I had Bobby and Roman. I just love the rehabilitation that they're doing with the Bobby character. The WWE is one of the greatest production companies in the world. Their pre-packaged tapes, their pre-packaged vignettes that they do are amazing. So that's why I didn't understand when you got Bobby over with that pre-tape and then you go right into Renee Young like that. Oh, anyway. But they did the pre-tape package with him and Roman, and I really do like how that's being written. I like how both of them have egos, which is that's legit. Like Bobby came back probably with the promise of a Dave Bautista type deal. It's like you're gonna get a shot, and then Brock's not here with the title, so Bobby's like, hey.
So do you think we're gonna get Bobby versus Brock at SummerSlam or Roman versus Brock at SummerSlam?
We'll get Bobby versus Brock at SummerSlam, and it would be some type of I
hope to God
it would be some type of shoot type fight, which I would definitely love. Like Bobby, And for written wise, like, if Bobby topples Brock, and then
I mean, I wouldn't mind that, but that's not gonna happen.
I'm just saying he's already beat the record, so why not have Bobby win the title? Because the thing that what I want to see is honestly, and I don't know if this is the trajectory of it, Bobby's heel run in TNA.
That was pretty cool.
So
I didn't even see the whole thing, but I saw bits and pieces, and he was pretty good.
If Bobby could somehow harness that after beating Brock and then rub it in Roman's face,
that would be cool.
It may get organically Roman over.
And I think what's cool about this this angle now, because I think that you're right, I should have gave it some more time, is that they're really both, like you said, they're both egotistical. Roman is not the face in this. Neither is Bobby. Bobby can sort of be the face, but they're really just two competitors really wanting to be the best. And Roman seems like his storyline since WrestleMania has been that he's insecure. He's insecure. He's kind of a crybaby that wants to get his title. And he's trying to prove something every time he's out there. And he keeps falling short. So I think that his character development has been great. If you look at it from the standpoint of a guy who's trying to prove something that he does when he doesn't really need to, And Bobby's coming in here like, dude, come on, like tag the fuck out of this match. Let me get in here and let me do what I have to do, and get out the way. You're not as good as me. You're not as good as you think you are. And that as two guys who come together, and it's an honest fight. It's an honest, compelling reason why they don't like each other, and going towards Extreme Rules, I'm on board. Anything you want to add?
No, I mean, as far as the rivalry goes, I don't even think it's too much. I think the tag team matches hinge a little bit as like Roman's just like I think Bobby won't get the turn that I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
If Bobby gets the title, Bobby's face, and this is just a little hinge in Roman's heel turn. Because now he's going to be like, what the F? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like he's losing, getting L's back to back
L's. I'm getting L's, back-to-back L's, and then Bobby goes ahead and beats the guy that I couldn't beat, and he proves me right or wrong. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's saying that I just didn't have it. You know what I mean?
So, I really hope they give it to Bobby. That'd be really dope. I just don't have faith in WWE doing that. I think they're going to keep it on Brock for a while. We'll see what happens.
We'll definitely see what happens.
With that said, let's get into my best written. I'm going to take it over to NXT with Johnny Gargano. Johnny Gargano, man. He's a character who you can invest in as a viewer because you've seen him going through his peaks and valleys. You've seen him struggle. You've seen him win. You've seen him lose. You've seen him try to become something greater and not reaching that pinnacle yet. So you're so like on your edge of your seat, like, oh my God, man, I just want to see this guy win because I just root for him. I want to see him win. So to see Tommaso Ciampa at Chicago defeat him, and after the whole thing with his wedding ring spinning on it, throwing away, it kind of took him to a different space that we've never seen Johnny Gargano. It kind of made him kind of deranged. And they're playing it so well on NXT. On NXT, he had a match with EC3 in the main event where he put him in the Gargano escape. And EC3 makes the ropes. He hits the ropes. He grabs the ropes. He breaks it, but he doesn't break it until the 4 count. And he's just livid. And, Johnny's livid. Then he puts him back in the Gargano escape. Doesn't drag him away from the rope. Doesn't even wait for him to get up. He just puts him right back in the Gargano escape. And he gets the ropes again, and he's still holding on to the 4 count. That right there is something that we wouldn't see in a Johnny Gargano last year or even earlier this year. That's character development. That is making somebody change over time. And when he gets to the point where he's back to the old Johnny Gargano we know, we're going to love that too. It's like, we're going to see like, oh man, you went through this dark period of time, but you're back and we love you for it. So I can't wait to see what they do with him at Brooklyn. I'm wondering what route they're gonna go. I think it might be a triple threat with him and Tommaso and Alistair, but I don't know.
I honestly would love to see Alistair drop it to Tommaso at this NXT taping.
Oh, okay.
That would be
interesting. But then where does Alistair go from there?
to the main roster.
Right now?
SummerSlam's around the corner.
This shit is, the roster is stacked. They're not even using Andrade. They just started using Sanity. They do have space for this guy.
When you're telling me that they're going to keep giving me fucking Dolph and Seth, then yeah, I think they got space.
They're just stretching that shit out. They're stretching that shit out. But Alistair going to the main roster right now, I think... has he conquered everything he has to do in NXT? NXT doesn't need him. NXT really doesn't need Alistair right now.
NXT doesn't need Alistair right now.
Yeah, there's so many stars on NXT. They're stacked.
I mean, that's the whole thing. And if you move Alistair to SmackDown, boom, that's instant. Alistair can instantly go into a feud with Shinsuke. I think Shinsuke is going to get the U.S. title from Jeff, which would be dope. And like Alistair and Shinsuke, or Alistair and AJ, or Alistair and Samoa Joe, or Alistair and Daniel Bryan.
All that, what's your whistle? I think that everybody wants to see those type of matches, but we'll see. I think putting the title on Ciampa, and then Brooklyn, you having Ciampa and Gargano again, had the blow off.
That's what I fantasy booked.
Gargano finally gets it. It would be so sick.
That's what I fantasy booked. I think I did that one of our first. Hey, go check our archives on SoundCloud. I think I fantasy booked that. I wanted to see Ciampa get the belt off of Alistair somehow, and
defend against
Gargano at Brooklyn.
That would be fucking dope. I'm not gonna lie.
Or even if you got like Ciampa can put out Alistair. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
but then that kind of like makes Alistair. It takes him down a notch going into the main roster. You want to leave him on a high in a sense.
I mean, not really.
He would have to come back and beat somebody in a feud after that at Brooklyn.
I mean, Shinsuke really took L's when he, you know what I mean, on his way out. Finn dropped to Joe, right? Mm-hmm. They had a really good, I mean, that was a long
to Joe. Did he get it back? Yeah, he lost. Joe had it. He beat Joe for it. Joe beat him for it, and then he beat Joe for it again, right?
Shit. Anyway.
Yeah. And then Shinsuke dropped it to Bobby. Yeah.
And Bobby dropped it to Drew on his way. Like, so it's a pattern of people dropping and then.
But Alistair seems like he hasn't had much time to he just seems like he hasn't had much time to like be the man. After when Shinsuke dropped it,
and when Andrade had it for a month and went to the main roster,
but he had an epic match, so he's leaving off this high of like, oh my god, look at the matches he had. Alistair has some good matches, but I think he should have one feud maybe after dropping the title to then leave. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't need it.
I mean, I don't. He's a guy that doesn't need the title, is what I'm saying. Also,
okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean,
he's always a threat.
He's you know what I mean. He's literally so maybe if Ciampa takes him out and Gargano tampers Ciampa once and for all, and then Black and Ciampa have they blow off.
You know what would be cool? To have Lars Sullivan come back and take him out after breaking his jaw, and have him do another match at Brooklyn. And then after that, he leaves. Because I think Lars breaking his jaw, I'm not sure how long he's going to be out for with that. That's crazy injury. But it fits within Lars' character to be like, fuck this dude. He broke my jaw, so he took me out. I'm coming out. I'm going to take him out for good. And they have like maybe a hardcore match or no disqualification, Extreme Rules match at Brooklyn. That would be fucking dope, I think. But yeah, shout out to Johnny Gargano.
Shout out to Johnny. Johnny's a really, we have to get you to. I know we're going to Mae Young Classic, so you're going to get the vibe of Full Sail, but we got to get you to. I forgot about
that. When is that?
August.
Okay, August, yeah.
We got to get you to NXT. I got to try. I don't know how. We got to try to get you to NXT so you can just feel like Johnny is. I'm 28, going on 29, you're 30. Like, we've been watching wrestling for a long time. This is kind of the first time we've been able to grasp what wrestling is and understand why the feeling that people have when we give that emotion. Johnny gives those real life emotions.
Yeah, I gotta go there and see. It's kind of a crime that I haven't been there since I'm like down the street from it, you know. But
when I've literally been every month.
Yeah, you've been every month. You know, I'm like, can you get me a ticket? He's like, I'm over there. I'm like, what the hell, man? You supposed to get me a ticket? I'm like, I'm at work and shit, you know. But it's the story of my life. But yeah, I gotta get down there just to feel the energy because I know that Johnny right now is probably the top face in the industry right now, bar none. Him and Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
All right. With that said, wrap up Johnny Gargano. Let's go to our worst written. Let's get that out the way.
Well, everybody knows my worst written. It's a continuation of last week. It will be Daniel
Speaking
Bryan.
Daniel Bryan,
yeah. Good segue. Daniel Bryan and Kane. I'm not into it. I won't spend too much time on it. We spent a lot of time on it yesterday. I mean, not yesterday, last week.
But why is it the worst written, though? I think that they're... I mean, you didn't even want to watch the segment. Like, you just are not interested in it. It doesn't mean that it's badly written. You didn't even watch the segment. They actually had some development, Kane had to atone for all the shit he did to Daniel Bryan.
The shit that he brought up was 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I can't remember what I had for lunch.
But you want continuity in your wrestling, and then now you're gonna say that you're bringing up old shit.
It's not the fact that yes, I want continuity for shit that's relevant. Team Hell No is not relevant to me. It's not relevant for me. If you want to give me continuity, give me continuity on the Wyatt family, or give me continuity on when is the bar ever gonna break up? I mean, doesn't Cesaro ever want to be world champion?
Yeah.
I mean,
they're good as a team.
They're good as a team, but the best of 7 started off as a feud.
Mm-hmm.
They became best friends. That's great. Team Hell No is a resemblance. I mean, the bar is a resemblance of Team Hell No, but done in a more way that I'm stuck with the bar.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That is my investment of that because those are
I think
equal
I'm not gonna
workers.
lie. It could have been done way more organically with Daniel Bryan and Team Hell No coming back to the point where, but I don't know if that would have even worked.
Nigga,
for you.
we wasn't even in Tennessee. I mean, you know what I mean?
Because you say it doesn't work for you, and that's what I'm trying to get to. It's it's for you. There are people in the industry.
And that's why I said I don't want to spend time on it. When you ask me why is the worst written, is because of I am not invested in the story.
All right, but there are people who are.
But it's still worse written to me because of how you just said it could have been done better.
Mm-hmm. If it was done better, would you even like it, or is it just because Kane's back that you don't like it?
Actually, it would be both. If it was something like I said, bro.
See?
What I'm saying is it's a little bit of both. If it was written better, it wouldn't be my worst written. It's worst written of the whole entirety of 6 hours, 7 hours of wrestling that I've watched.
Okay.
Because of it's everything else, I can at least attach myself. Even Sasha and Bayley, it could be written better, but I'm invested in that storyline that is produced. You see, this is what I'm saying. I
mean, hey, everybody has their taste, and Sasha and Bayley is my worst written of the week. Sasha and Bayley is my worst written of the week. I just gotta go into that right now because I'm a huge Sasha fan, man. Sasha could be used so much better, but let's not even get to how she's used or how Bayley's used too. Bayley too could be used so much better. This beatdown last week of Bayley on Sasha was brutal. The most anger and we've seen out of Bayley ever. It's the most brutal beatdown we've seen of Bayley. It was extra. It's she could have stopped at one point, but she never stopped.
Okay.
This week, if I was Sasha, or if anybody was Sasha, you're kicking Bayley's ass on site. You ain't going to therapy. You're kicking her ass on site.
Well, you can't really necessarily... You can't put really too much logic in an illogical place because you got to also think about why was Bayley still around to help Bayley. I mean, why was Bayley? I'm high. Why was Bayley? Why was Bayley still around to help Sasha after all the time Sasha then eliminated her, Elimination Chamber, Royal
Bayley is
Rumble.
that makes sense because Bayley is a forgiving soul.
But like I said, Bailey, stop. Like Sasha been belittling her for a while, and Sasha's always put herself as number one and made it so. Like friends are stopped in the ring, and Bailey has been backstabbed by Sasha a few times, and she didn't want to help Sasha in the case of being put in that tag team because they had fought the week before they were put in the tag team. So.
Yeah, but that beatdown was crazy, and it was extra.
One time, hold on,
you gotta put them in therapy now?
One time, do you remember Naomi's when she went heel? And was that beatdown not extra?
She went heel. Billy's not fucking heel.
But what I'm saying, no, Naomi instantly went back to babyface.
Not instantly. It was months after Team Bad was the whole thing. It was months down the line. So
Team Bad wasn't even.
Don't give me Naomi right now because Naomi beat somebody's ass and changed her persona to a heel persona. Bailey beat Sasha's ass, and then next week they're doing fucking therapy as friends and they're trying to just get through their problems. I mean, it's just ridiculous, man. Like I don't get how you saying somebody's a boss. They get beat the fuck down one week, and next week they're gonna sit down next to this person and talk their issues out. Even if they're gonna be like a comedy skit, cool. We'll get into this actual segment next a little bit later, but like just the way the arc is going for a Bailey Sasha, especially after their history in NXT, they could there's so much layers that they could be pulling from, and they go with you guys are friends that need therapy. And, you guys are going to sit down and talk. Bailey should be like, fuck this bitch. After everything we've been through, you beat my ass. You know what? When I didn't stab you in the back, I was trying to be the best I can be. That's what Sasha's trying to be. You guys could have that on-screen promos of them saying, I was trying to be the best I can be. And if it takes me stepping over you, I'm going to do that. And I think Sasha said something about how Bailey's her kryptonite. She knows she's better than Bailey, but she can't beat her. That is a better story to tell than what the bullshit they gave us. I know I could beat you because I know I'm better than you, but you're my kryptonite, but I will beat you. And she knows it. Even after losing to Bailey, she's been like, no, I'm still better than you. And Bailey's sick of it. That's better than like saying, okay, like on site, Sasha should beat her ass this week. It was that bad of a beating last week that on site, she's like, all right, you get that receipt.
I mean, granted, we both have legitimate, like, gripe against what's written. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like we had like Team Hell No could be done better to invest some money like me into it, you know, and Sasha and Bailey. Like we're going into Extreme Rules. Are they gonna have an Extreme Rules match and then have a Brooklyn match?
I don't know. We'll see.
Because
I don't know. Because if they're blowing us off at Extreme Rules, then one of them better get a title shot at SummerSlam. But I don't see that because Ronda's coming back. So. Man, I don't know, man. I'm just
extreme rules would be a blow off to anything.
Yeah,
before you normally, unless they do something crazy, unless they do an Iron Woman match, because their feud is about being the best, right? I think so.
Yeah, it's about being better than you. They're friends, but they're also competitors.
So can they give them 30 minutes on SummerSlam?
No, not that. That's for a women's title match, and
that's not an Iron. Why can't they?
I think for a B women's match, they're not going to give them that time, then give Ronda 10 minutes. They're not going to do that.
I mean, why not? They give.
They
give Brock Lesnar and Goldberg 6 minutes.
I see why not, but I don't know if they're going to do that for Ronda's.
They gave AJ and gave AJ and Shane
or second time match. My bad.
At Mania, 30 minutes off the bat. They went 30 minutes, right? Or close to?
They
close
did
to
go pretty long, but that's Shane McMahon. He's the
boss's
son,
but Shane's not a that's what I'm saying. Like, why can't... Just think about...
Shane can get that.
Just think about popping the crowd, though, in Brooklyn. If you give them 30 minutes and get them out the way.
I would love that. I would love that.
You know what I mean?
Because they would put on a show, rip the house down, and then nothing will follow it.
Because SummerSlam are epic for opening, like... Mysterio and Kurt Angle, Mysterio and Dolph Ziggler, Dolph Ziggler and The Miz, I think, for IC Championship.
They kick it off hot.
So SummerSlam gets kicked off hot. I know the Usos and New Day wasn't on TV, but that crowd was still buzzing from their tag team match that was on the pre-show. So You start that off. I don't know. I'm just being a mark.
No. Hey, we're all marks, But I think that's a good idea, But I don't see it happening. So let's get off of that. Let's go to the next segment. We're gonna talk about our best produce of the week. You wanna? I'll say mine real quick. Sanity. I love their segment on SmackDown with New Day. Finally, they're doing something with Sanity that's not that gives you the feel, that chaotic feel that I was talking about last week, where this group is Sanity. You're not going to be, their debut's not going to be booked in a match, and then they have a match, and then, it's not chaotic like they should be, and then they lose the next week they lose a match to, veterans that, it just didn't make sense to me for this character, this group that's still about chaos. This week, they New Day are having their pancake eating contest, which you poo-pooed on before we even got to that.
Yep, I went to sleep. That was where I went to sleep.
Yeah, he went to sleep.
I went to sleep
during the segment, and I'm like, yo, and I called. I was like, yo, be careful. He's like, wait, let it play out first. Let's see it. And he fell asleep. I watched it. I stayed up to watch it, and New Day were doing the pancake eating contest. I'm like, this is not what they're doing. They're clearly not. This is a swerve. I told him that. It's like, this is definitely a swerve. They're not doing a pancake eating contest on 4th of July, for real. They just want to do a theme, for the holiday. And Sanity comes out, and Sanity beats them up, It's finally a feud that makes sense. It's New Day, a 3-man group, versus Sanity, a three-man group, which they should have started off.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for doing that for me, because I was going to say something, but I didn't about that, because that made no sense at first.
It didn't. It didn't. Sanity versus Usos for a hot minute, just to lose it just didn't make any sense to start their main feud with it. But if they should have kept them all for 2 weeks then and had them debut here. If they debuted here, think of how good that segment would be afterwards.
Yeah, because it wouldn't have been as diluted as one would have.
Yeah, it wouldn't. They're already exposed at this point. So, but it's my best produced because the camera. I think whenever Sanity is shot, the camera has these quick cuts and these shakes and these movements that are so unique to a wrestling production. I don't see those kind of cuts and those movements with the camera with anybody in history. And for them to have the boldness to have the cameraman synced with the writing crew and the production in the back, I look at it as a whole unit of saying, okay, this is what we're going to do for this group alone. When they're there, you're going to be moving the camera erratically because it's Sanity. You're going to be... we're going to be cutting in the production truck. That makes me feel like it's my best produced because it's jarring. So you're like, oh my God, wait. Even though they were exposed, it does make them feel like a different thing than on the show than anything else, and you want them to feel different.
Yeah, I can do without all of the camera cuts. I mean, I know DX is one of my favorite entrances, and they do the same thing.
Yeah, but they didn't do it every time they were on screen.
They didn't do, and I think that is a hindrance to
like they wouldn't cut like that during the DX beatdown. That's not how they did it. Yeah. So this was a little bit more. It seemed like it seemed like a scene they would do in a movie, and it would cut a lot to make you feel that anxiety of like, oh my God, what's going on here? So that's the purpose of the cuts and the movements of the camera.
So with your best produce, I'm going to go into my best produce. My best produce was from the EST of NXT. I love me some Bianca Belair, man.
Who doesn't? Well, there's many
people that don't. There's many people
but I love Bianca Belair too.
I love Bianca
Belair. People are haters.
And her versus Shayna Baszler.
Can't wait.
Money.
Can't wait.
And Shayna can drop the title at SummerSlam.
At Brooklyn?
At Brooklyn.
Takeover, yeah. It's a SummerSlam.
Yeah, Takeover.
Yeah, Takeover.
She can drop the title and have her come up to the main roster and have her, accompany Ronda. That would be fantastic.
Yeah. I think that would be cool, but then you have
Baszler and Bianca, and then Bianca could go straight into Kairi Sane and
being the EST.
I mean, she is so great.
Yeah, her gimmick is so ill.
We
say all the time, because we've seen, and this is not a knock to any black woman in the history of wrestling, but seeing something about Bianca Belair. She portrays a girl that we're familiar with. Like we've seen girls like her in our block. You know, I can't say that I've seen a girl that feels the glow in our block. You know, although I love Naomi's a positive role model, but she's somebody who's like, sorry, my bad. Bianca Belair is somebody who's relatable in a different way. She's like a little bit more authentic to a black woman of today, in a sense, on screen.
I can agree with that. She's just, I mean, just the way they're presenting her, like the way they're positioning her, the way that it's real life, like that's something that's appealing to someone that appreciates the real life aspect of the business. You know, so having her athletic back, like she's deadlifting Candice LeRae.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That deadlift spot is so ill.
She doesn't look China. Mm-hmm. She doesn't look Jacqueline. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? As far as how muscular they are. Like she still has a physique that is attractive. That's attractive and for business purposes. To where, you know, unfortunately, I love Serena Williams, but she is more stacked and stallion according to her competition. Bianca is kind of on par with them, but she still has that raw, overpowering. Yeah, you
can see that. She's not like portrayed as she's not gonna be portrayed like as a Nia Jax or Shayna Baszler. She's a more athletically gifted, but she's appealing to the eye.
Yo, she has
not that
she's
Nia
Rocky.
Jackson
she's Rocky. She's Rocky Maivia. She has just the athletic gift in the ring, and I believe her mic work will propel her. I think Bianca Belair has a higher ceiling than Sasha Banks, and I think that how they allow, like how Sasha Banks just talks, and it doesn't feel
completely.
It doesn't. Authentic. It feels like how Bianca was doing an Instagram video. That's an Instagram video. That is somebody I would scroll through my feed, and she's like these. You know what?
Yeah, explain to them.
Watch it. Go watch it.
You'll watch.
Go watch her NXT. She does a promo from her honeymoon, just addressing the women and how she is just, you know, she's the best, and the way that she's presented, how the women beneath her in the division are not on par, which they are. Like, I don't believe, like, her and Kairi Sane, no. Vanessa Bourne, no. Nikki Cross, no.
She checks every box, and that's what I meant, you know?
So,
and this is, like, traditionally speaking, she checks every box. You know, I want to rehash, because I'm not saying Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax aren't. They're more intimidating. They're intimidating.
Even Shayna on the mic, like, Shayna she had a promo in the ring. I was there live. It was, she could have ended it a good minute and a half before it was, you know what I mean? She could have been a little bit tighter, you know? I mean, again, she's probably also doing this. Yeah. I mean, if I was out there, like, I mean, again,
she's like the black, I think she's like a black Charlotte. Like, she's the black version of somebody who's like Charlotte, because Charlotte is crazy athletic, gifted. She can talk. She has her own personality feels authentic.
Why she can't just be Bianca?
No, she's Bianca, but like I'm talking about the ceiling, the where she's.
No, I don't even want to put them in. Don't.
You said she has a higher ceiling than Sasha Banks. I'm saying that Charlotte clearly is higher than Sasha Banks, and I think Bianca could be right there. I'm not saying image and stuff like that. But I'm saying like in terms of appealing to people, Charlotte appeals to everybody because she's elite. Bianca's also elite. I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I mean, Naomi's not on the level of Charlotte.
I call Charlotte Edge, so she's not appealing to everyone.
Yeah, just because she has edges. Edge was a legend too. Like, I mean, she has that ceiling for. I think Charlotte's the best in the ring. She can talk. I'm saying that, you know, Naomi has some work to go with her appeal to people. Bianca can hit that, and I'm not sure if you get what I'm trying to say, but
yeah.
All right, let's move on.
Our worst produced segment, or our worst produced Our worst produced segment together. It's Dr. Shelby. Again, I don't want to spend much time on.
Yeah, I guess we don't have to spend much time on this either. Honestly, the Dr. Shelby segments. Me personally, I like Team Hell No segments back in the day. They were funny. They were appealing. They made you feel something. These segments with Sasha and Bailey. First, like I said before, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense as the theme of their feud and what you've done with them in the past. And then to actually see it, I'm like, all right, where are they going to go with this? And they have them imitate each other and act like they're a mad married couple. It's just, and they're supposed to be like bitter enemies now. So it just makes no sense. And it was produced poorly. It wasn't funny. It wasn't good. It just wasn't good.
He said everything.
It was because it's both of our worst producers this week. We don't have anything else.
No, I mean it was. I mean, I
for a vignette for a backstage.
Yeah, for that was bad. It was. I could say Shinsuke's backstage segment was my worst produced as well. I
couldn't hear anything.
I just hate that they do the black. They do a fade to black and then just do his name and then letters. Do a fade into.
You really don't like those bold letters, huh?
Oh my! I mean, if you're gonna do that, they have signature. They use their merch font. Is that hard? The WWE does everything else. Like if you do Shinsuke in cursive with the violin cutting through the fucking joint. You know what I mean?
But I think that, like I said, it's gifable. And they're making it so it's like, oh.
What's gifable about
when you can put Nia Jax and then or Shinsuke Nakamura in big bold letter? People see it immediately and they're like, if you're scrolling down your feed and you see like cursive, it's not as appealing to the eye when you see bold neon.
What are you talking about? That's not even. They don't even use that stupid shit for GIF. They just use that for TV purposes because they're lazy and they don't want to If you're gonna do this high end,
they don't make the gifts that other people make them.
If they're gonna do the high end production quality of shit, just do it.
All right,
just do it. Just instead of the fucking the blackout with the green letters, Fred. That's not gifable. That's shit on.
I'm just saying when it's just people can read it, rather than.
Who? Again, this goes back into our font, and you wanted, you know what I mean? Like, people can still read it if it's like Arial black bold. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like that's what you give me. Like
that's what is in people. People have trends, and right now the trend in any website you see, the trend is not. Crazy fonts and crazy lettering. It's more something simple so you could see it and read it.
Do you know what I mean? Do you know Nia Jax's t-shirt?
Uh-huh.
Do you know the lettering that I'm talking about?
Yeah, I'm not like most girls.
Right. Stop. You can't put that lettering on Nia Jax when you go to her backstage, or when you're doing Sasha Banks and you stamp it legit boss. You can't give that personality to who you're introducing.
I get where you're going, and that would be cool.
Because it's for TV. It's not for anything else.
I'm just trying to see where they're coming from with this and why they would do it that way. You think it's just laziness?
This is laziness for This is television production that we're talking about, because we started this podcast and started talking about how we wanted to look at wrestling and how it was produced and how it was written and how it shows up on screen. When that shows up on screen, it irks me every time, because you don't give it fits with the product, because no one has individuality. Everything's the same.
Yeah.
No one is cut from different cloth. Everyone reads the same promo. Yeah. Everyone sticks to the same format. Everyone sticks to the same. You know what I mean? Like beat for beat.
Yeah.
Even down to entering of someone on television with when they do the block, when people come out with their names,
their Titan
Challenge, Bray Wyatt with the Fireflies.
Yeah,
that's dope, and you can still read it on television, and that's gifable. You're like, oh, this is new. You
I'm
know
trying to see.
like,
I'm just trying to see where they're trying to play. I'm trying to play devil's,
that's
advocate.
Not. It's laziness.
You think it's laziness? Maybe it is. I'm not gonna say it's not, but I'm just trying to play devil's advocate and see where they're coming from and why maybe they would do that. Because I honestly think that would be cooler.
Like I'm looking at this Seagram's gin. That's not can you not? I mean, Seagram's ginger ale. Like that font is that too funky for TV? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for production,
It's not. I hear you. But
we're just gonna give this Snowball Ice font and everything. This is what they give us
because you can read it. It's clear.
Okay, I should tweet this out.
Yeah, we should. Anyways, yeah, you got to because you guys can't see this shit. But yeah, that's it. That's it for the week. But let's go into our business and logic segment. We'd like to wrap up with that. What do you want to talk about this week?
Well, pretty much, as far as business, WWE has kind of cornered the markets per se with just how they're doing business. Obviously, a TV deal and taking a show on the road and live events. And I want to talk about a promotion that I work for MLW, who's trying to do the same thing. There's only 4 wrestling promotions that have a national TV contract, and MLW is one of them.
Yeah.
You can catch them every Friday night on beIN Sports, or you can catch them that following day, that Saturday, on their YouTube or at beIN Sports. You can find them on YouTube at beIN Sports page or MLW page. But the business side of it, of why I'm talking about it, is that they're putting on a show in New York. They do a lot of local stuff here in Orlando. They run out of Guilt nightclub here once a month. It does pretty decent business. Obviously, they keep having it.
It was crazy being there. Like I told you, like a couple episodes ago, I worked with him at MLW one night. It was crazy, and the atmosphere is pretty cool.
It's pretty,
and
crazy.
The way they shoot it, all the shit they put together to make the show happen, and turn that nightclub. Guys, it's a nightclub, and they make it into something completely different for the show, and then you see it on TV. It's fucking brilliant. But they're having this show in New York. I'm trying to get there and be there with you.
So they have the show in New York, and this is the first time they're going to be in. The first time they're going to take the show on the road, per se, in 14 years. So, business-wise, logic-wise, they're going to end up putting that on TV as a network special. So, instead of doing it as a pay-per-view or charging for streaming, they're going to go ahead and just run it on free TV.
Okay. That's what's up.
Yeah, so that's going to be wild. They'll probably do VOD.
So, is it going to have 2 episodes that week, the same week?
No, so they're going to probably do that. They're going to have the network. Obviously, they're going to have to save spoilers. I don't know, but they're going to have to. So that's the thing, too. Like, so with MLW, they tape about 2-3 hours, and then they put together about 2-3 weeks of TV.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
they're not on every single week of the month?
They are on every single every Friday.
Is it a recap the fourth week?
No, that because whenever they come and film, that's
3 hours, right?
Yeah.
So I was just thinking, if it's an hour show.
I mean, it's not just an hour of straight wrestling. You got your pre-tapes, commercials, stuff like that. You know what I mean?
We do that shit. Yeah, we edit for them. So I should have fucking known.
So hey, we've been doing edits for MLW. I ended up finagling my way into doing some backstage stuff and being around the guys, and now I'm a part of producing for MLW and editing for MLW, and my man CT is a big help. And our first package that we did aired on TV last week. You know what I mean? First one ever. So we're in the business, man. Shout out to us. So as far as business goes and just the way that wrestling is being revolutionized, I think that is fantastic to see little guys being able to prosper financially.
Yeah.
You know, like this is a big deal for them to take their show on the road, and not so much even like to Pensacola or Miami or Daytona Beach. Like they're going to New York.
And what's crazy about it is that, this company has just been revived since October of last year.
Yes.
So them taking it on tour is way bigger than you guys may have seen it. You know, it took TNA how long to go on tour?
I mean,
a couple of years.
Yeah, and TNA was paying people to come to Universal Studios. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, TNA was giving away tickets to fill the seats. Granted, MLW does, I think, probably about 300 people, I think, which is,
pretty good.
Things like 250, 300, something like that. For them to get that and then take it to a market which is New York, but also New York that feeds on off the wrestling culture. So, business wise is great. It looks like that BN Sports is very happy with the numbers that's being produced for television. So check out MLW. That is our business for the week, man. Major League Wrestling, Court Bauer, Mr. Saint Laurent. We have some great producers, and Charlie's a great cameraman. He worked for ECW back in the day. It's a great cast. Shane Strickland's the champion. So business is booming, I guess.
Yeah, check it out, guys. If you're in New York, go check out the show.
May 19th at the Melrose Ballroom. So we're about to do what we did, about an hour. We're wrapping up.
Yeah,
that's it. Thank you guys for tuning in to Reasonable Wrestling Week 7. You can check us out follow us on Twitter, please. RW Podcast 1. You can find us on SoundCloud and on YouTube, Reasonable Wrestling. And we have a Facebook page, so go ahead and like and share that as well. We appreciate it. And
all the shares, all the likes,
all the shares and all the likes,
all the what is it, retweets, whatever you can do.
Whatever, get us out there
for the people.
We probably petered out a little bit for this episode. We it's the first business day after the 4th, and it's a Thursday, so it's a lot of things I gotta get done today.
Yes,
especially editing this and getting this out. So thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you guys next week. I keep saying Extreme Rules is this Sunday. I had to correct myself. Extreme Rules is the following Sunday, which I think is the 15th. We got another week of wrestling. Next week will be a busy week for us.
So next week is the go-home show?
Next week is the go-home show.
Okay.
And next week, MLW tapes.
We got a busy week.
We got a busy week. So we'll probably be recording Tuesday. You won't hear from us about Wednesday for NXT. So we're already telling you now, watch NXT next week.
Yeah, look out for our Miz character spotlight too. We're gonna get that out. Sometime soon.
Yeah, I'll Miz. Shout out to Miz.
Shout out to Miz.
Miz is our guy. So we'll talk to you guys later, man. See you next week.
Peace out.
Gonna get creepy.